I'm Lizzy.
And I'm Izzy, and we need help.
Each week we stumble through a new book, method, or concept that brings us one step closer to being our best self.
Yes, we make fun of ourselves.
And others.
But mostly just ourselves. So here's to not taking self-help quite so seriously.
Welcome to We Need Help. I'm Lizzy.
And I'm Izzy, and this week we need masculine and feminine energy. We need them both.
Well, we need to embrace both of them. I don't know how much we need of one or the
other. Before we get into it, what you said you had guests like this weekend?
Yep. I had guests last weekend. My Aunt Pam, who was like a second mother to me, her son came down with his little girl and wife, and they're pregnant with another little boy. And we just had a great time with them. It's like he could be my son. He's that age. So it's like watching him be married and be like it's super cool. And then next weekend I shouldn't say this, but it's true. My favorite aunt and uncle are coming from LA. I don't care. You know what? They're the only ones that are coming to visit me. So no wonder. I mean, not my Aunt Pam. My Aunt Pam's the chosen aunt, but out of all my aunts and uncles, they are the only ones that they came to the Virgin Islands to see me. Like we go out there to see them, but I haven't seen them since pre-COVID.
Oh my goodness, that's a long time. That's a really long time. Who are they? Are they your mom's siblings or your dad's, or like where are they? How are they related to you?
I'm trying to think. Maybe I did see him after COVID, but anyway, maybe not. I could life is just kind of, happening too fast. That's my mom's youngest brother.
Okay.
And and his wife. And they have my cousin Tucker, who I try to see every time I go to the Carolinas.
Yeah.
And he's like one of my favorite people on earth. So, and his wife. And so it's just like when you have people you can't wait to see it. So it's so exciting. And I
can't believe it's been that long.
I know. And they love to eat and they love to cook and they love they love to drink wine, and they're just they're funny. The only thing I'm worried about is they talk about politics nonstop.
Okay.
And they're very liberal. So they're out in LA and they're used to everybody surrounding them agreeing 100%. And I'm like, okay, I don't want to talk about politics at all. I hate the subject.
Do you think you can put a stop to the conversation, or?
Well, I'm just gonna deflect.
Okay.
I'm gonna try it because I don't want to talk about it, even if I agree with it. Because when you agree with somebody's politics and you start to hash on it, doesn't it feel like you're scissoring? Like it's a verbal scissor.
It is. Yeah. Like, why do we have to talk about it if we both agree?
We both agree with this. Like, now let's come up with some
ideas. Let's move on. Yes, we agree. Let's move on. Yeah.
Yeah. So
we don't have to feed each other. We don't have to, scissor or suck each other's,
It's like we agree, but let's next.
Yeah.
So, but either way, I can't wait to see them. I'm super excited.
Yeah.
And I love to host.
You're the best. You're good at it. You're just good at it.
I love it.
Yeah.
So, I'm thinking about what kind of muffins to make, just my jam.
Did you do anything special for Aunt Pam and anything
Aunt Pam didn't come with them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Oh. So I know it was such a bummer. She almost did, but she didn't. But what did I do special? I'm sure I did something special for them. I mean, I just made them all kinds of food, and I'm trying to think. I didn't make them body butter because she's pregnant, and I didn't know
what ingredients she can and can't do, or what. Sometimes when you're pregnant, the smells are
I was like, I'm not gonna do that, but I just I did my thing. Made sure they were comfortable. They have a baby, so I made sure they had everything they needed for the baby there at the house. So
the baby.
She I think is 17 months old.
Okay. Did they stay in the house with you, or?
Yeah, they stayed in your room, which,
Oh.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
nice.
yeah, and they loved it. So, how are you? Is everything going well for you? You just left London?
Yeah, and I'm going back. Like I've been there all month. And I have to say I love English people. I have to say I've gotten a new appreciation, especially after our last episode about manners. I've started
Mm,
realizing that the English are like born with really good manner. I don't know if they'd like it's just in the culture to be very well mannered.
yeah.
And I just have gotten a whole new appreciation for that, how well mannered they are.
I
So,
really appreciate manners so much.
yeah, and just they don't, if they're contesting something you're saying, they're doing it in a very subtle way. It's all very polite. And I'm just getting a new appreciation for it. Like, it's funny when you walk down the street and you bump into somebody British, they will apologize, which oh, I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry, and it's like when you bump
I
into
don't know if
somebody,
I don't know if I like that much because it feels not
disingenuous.
genuine, disingenuous. Uh, but I hear what you're saying, like just like the the sheer ability to try to make somebody feel comfortable in a moment.
Yes, yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's what it is.
Like
I think you would like it. Like, I would love for you to come visit London sometime, and I think you would like. I think you would just really enjoy like how people are, and um,
I think I think I'd love it. Scarlett would
she
really
would
love
adore
it.
it.
Yeah.
She's,
She's
yeah.
like she's taking that etiquette class and she's like they're like why is she here type
She should
thing.
be teaching this class.
Yeah, seriously. I think she actually should. I
Yeah,
think that would be great for kids
yeah.
to have a kid
It will be
teaching it.
so fun. That's a good
Yeah.
idea.
Okay, so can we let's talk about feminine energy versus masculine energy.
Okay.
What is the difference?
I've been listening to this rabbi and I forgot his name, so I'll post it later on our Instagram, but he talks a lot about the difference between masculine and feminine energy, and I really like a lot of what he has to say, where he said, for example, the man he does it in examples, so like the man will build the house, but the woman will make it a home. The man will bring
Okay.
home, the yeast and the da da da, and the woman will make bread out of it. And he
Okay.
talks about that a lot, like that difference.
I think this is a really scary subject for like any kind of women's liberation. Like I remember like, I don't I kind of want to set that aside because like okay, doing the same job, I think that women should get paid exactly the same amount as men. We're not talking about that. We're not talking about only hiring one sex versus another sex. We're talking about uh the power of both
Hmm.
and where it goes. And because I was reading about it last night and I kept on saying the man, and I'm like, no, I don't mean that because like women have masculine energy too. We
Yeah.
have, there is something, the feminine energy is known as the yin and the masculine is known as the yang, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, feminine is known as flowing, receptive, taking it in. Um, it's all rooted in intuition, emotion, and creativity. Now, that doesn't mean that men aren't intuitive and creative and everything else. We're just talking about the yin of ourselves.
Yeah. And often
Um,
I hear a lot of like Zen masters or, gurus saying that we all have masculine and feminine energy in us. And it's about this balance. And if we're with another person, it's that our energies sort of flow together,
Complement, yeah, and
complement each
they
other. Yeah.
balance and complement, yeah. Um, the feminine feels and experiences.
Mm.
I read last night that it totally lives in the body. And I
Mm,
liked that because sometimes when I'm flowing in my best feminine self, I am catering to all the senses at all
mm,
in every single way. Like I am so acutely aware of senses as a human being. And I can tell you, Jason is not.
yeah.
He's just doesn't have that going for him.
Yeah.
Mm,
Why did you, curious, why did you want to talk about this topic? Is it something you've been thinking about? Is it like, why did you want to explore this topic?
well, I've really been kind of doing an inventory on myself and kind of who I truly am. And a lot of people don't who who know me best know that I am very well rested in my feminine self. And I'm very, very, very very much a feminine energy. And a lot of people who think that they know me, but they don't, they think that I am tough or um, extremely assertive and, kind of controlling and harsh.
Mm,
And that's really just, it's actually, it's a facade that I put up to protect
mm,
myself. And so I've been thinking a lot about how to have power in my true self,
mm.
which does rest very, very strongly in the feminine energy
So kind of tearing down that
facade.
harshness or the facade. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So I've been thinking a lot about that and just like, because in my home, I am the feminine.
Mm,
Like, and people just don't see that, like, between in my family, like, who I am on a Sunday is very feminine. And I think that maybe because, like, I'll use the word fuck, which I absolutely love, but they might get the impression, or I might give the impression, or they take the impression that I am a much more masculine
mm.
than than I truly like I really am. And you know what brought that out in me in the was the most was COVID. I realized that I was extremely soft and creative and didn't want to fight or stand up for, not stand up for myself, but I didn't want to dig my heels in and fight life anymore. I just didn't.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I've been thinking a lot about that. And I also did that Kundalini thing with Candace,
What was that all
uh,
like? Was that connecting with those energies or what was that all about?
connecting with that. Kundalini is basically an energy that flows within you that really balances that pretty well, I believe.
Hmm.
So, but that was a magical experience, and I think I'm just in a period of my life that I'm surrendering to you know, my heart a little bit more.
Mm, I love that. Do you think, I'm wondering now, like, because I think in the 50s and 60s, or even before, it was easier to be in that feminine energy as a woman. And then men went off to war, and then women sort of had to step into the masculine energy because they were at home and they had to step up. And then do you think that kind of started the shift in women taking on more masculine energy? And what do you think? Because I think now the lines are a little bit blurred, but slowly the pendulum is sort of swinging the other way where women are talking about it more, like embracing the feminine energy again and not having that be a bad thing.
Well, I don't know. I don't know exactly. I think it's a lot of things. Like for my mom had to be a lot more masculine because my dad and she didn't they didn't make it. And like we needed, a structured, assertive person, or we
Mm,
were going to feel insecure because that's what the masculine does is it structures you and it protects you. It's a
mm.
and that's why like when we are extremely protective as women, we lack, safety like in our minds. So and maybe that's why maybe that's another reason that I feel very safe in my life right now. So maybe
Mm.
that's why I'm able to kind of lean into the feminine side for
Because
myself.
Jason is like 100% in his masculine energy. And so you're able to then kind of resign from a bit of that yourself.
Well, I think that I'm able to recognize it.
Yeah.
I don't know if he has always been like that or he's leaned more into it because I'm able, it is a balancing act in every
Mm.
relationship. So, um, when I did want to go over the masculine and the yang traits as
Yeah.
structured, goal oriented, assertive, action focused, logical, directional, purposeful. I
I feel like
mean,
I have so many of those because you're reading them and I'm like, yep,
yeah,
yep, yep,
yeah.
yep.
And so do I. Absolutely. Like I am very like I mean, I hate when somebody calls me with a problem. I hate my reaction because I'm like, just do this, this, and this.
Fixer.
Click.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I fucking man fix it. I like because I do have a lot of male or the masculine. I hate that I say man and male because that's not what I mean.
Yeah.
Masculine
Yeah.
things and that's what always like I think that I'm very impatient. Like that is so masculine, Okay, so they solve, they fix, they build. They're doers, they're focused, they take charge and they also are very still. Like they
Still.
can.
Okay.
Mhm. So I kind of look at that like in when things all hell breaks loose, the real man in the room, it doesn't have to be male or female, will be the one like calm.
Mm,
They're the calm in the storm,
okay.
you know? So just to give you a clue, I am the storm in our house and Jason is the calm. I'm
I am
coming
the
up with
storm. Calm in
I
the storm. I
am
am the storm.
I am the storm.
I love it.
There is not one time when this man, I mean, I'm coming up with shit ideas. Hey, let's buy this house. Let's totally renovate it. It'll be easy.
Yeah, yeah,
Guess what? It wasn't.
yeah. Easy.
Wasn't
Yeah,
easy.
yeah.
So, what are your views on this subject? Because I think that I do think it is so helpful to understand when you are taking your partner's masculine energy away
I will
or
tell
they're
you, I can share my personal experience on it. Not even my opinion, but like my personal experiences with masculine and feminine and energies. So when Maciek and I first met 10 years ago, he was the VP at a large media organization.
right.
He was the provider. And I was the arranger. Like he would provide and I would come up with everything, like the all the fun stuff, right? Like and we lived in London and we lived in a house and it was his house and I made it a home and I would come up with all the ideas and he would, I felt like I was being taken care of and he felt powerful because he was in his role in his position and it was a powerful
Oh,
position. And it was great.
yeah.
And I needed helping because I was early in my sobriety and I was a bit of a mess. I had like lots of debts and I was all over the place.
Yeah.
I had a job where I wasn't earning that much. And so it was very much that, right? Where we were
Yeah.
very balanced. And then when we moved to Poland and he lost his job, the balance shifted because I started doing really well in my career and
Okay.
I stopped needing what he was earlier providing. And I also
Okay.
stepped into a different role. And, we did go to a therapist and she did say, like, your roles completely shifted. And I don't think you guys can, like, it's going to be really hard to recover because
Yeah.
how do you find yourself in this? Like, he would have to embrace maybe more of the feminine energy. And it just, wasn't working, like it just
Yeah.
didn't work. And that's just from my experience. We were happiest when he was completely in his masculine energy and I was more in my feminine energy. And
Yeah.
I'll tell you something, when I stepped into that and took over the masculine energy, I became exhausted.
Yeah.
I don't want it anymore. I don't.
Right.
I don't want it anymore. I still want to be successful and I still want to do what I do, but I want to be taken care of. I no longer want to be the provider and the person who takes care of everything. It's too much. It's too much to be the feminine and the masculine. And I kind of let the masculine take over and I became really
Okay.
detached with myself physically. I lost all sensuality.
Mm-hmm.
I was so out of touch with my body, and that was the result of stepping way too much into the masculine energy. So I can just share that experience with you.
Well, first of all, thank you. And I think there's so many people out there that are dealing with this. And I think Jason and I, in the early parts of our marriage, first probably 5, 6 years, 7 years, there was something off there. Like it doesn't when it's off, it's off. And do you think that some women kind of take it away from their man?
I think I did. I
Yeah.
think I did. And I made excuses. He lost his job, his
Now,
mom died. We moved countries, like all this stuff. I kept making excuses and I would take it, but I didn't allow him.
do you think you took it because you felt unsafe though? I mean,
I
I'm
think
just
I
asking because I think that that's like you didn't just take it like I'm going to take this guy's like we take it because we don't feel safe and secure.
I think I took it because I didn't allow him. I'm impatient. And
Yeah.
I'm a move forward. I don't let people process much. And I think I just took it because I'm like, it's just going to be easier if I take it. And I didn't realize the ramifications of what would happen if I took it. I shouldn't have taken
Well,
it.
because I was there for it, I am going to offer you a little bit of something. I don't think you so much were impatient. I think you were insecure and you didn't
Yeah.
you wanted to help him. You were
Yeah.
coming at it from like, okay, he's not able to cope with this. Let me take something from him. He's dealing with this. He's lost this, he's lost that. Let me take something for him. I don't think that you were
Yeah.
impatient so much as you were empathizing.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Yeah, not upon like a little bit more reflection. Yeah. But bottom line is I started stepping in and doing things that I maybe shouldn't have been doing or didn't know the ramifications of how I would feel doing it. Because hindsight is 2020, right?
Yeah.
I did not realize that I would feel this way doing all this stuff. And then until I started feeling this way doing all this stuff. And then I just got to a point where I'm like, I'm done. I'm
Yeah.
done doing this and this. I'm done. And now I'm really in this space where I am embracing my feminine energy. I want to be taken care of. I don't want to arrange my own birthday parties.
Right.
I don't want to, I just want to be
Yeah.
taken care of a little bit and really step into that. And I think that's, for me, a lot of the essence of masculine, feminine energy is the way we take care of each other. And
Yes.
yeah, and I think women take care of men in a certain way, and should take care of. I mean, the feminine and the masculine should take care of each other in
Yeah.
certain ways.
Oh my God. Yeah.
And I think that is for me the essence, like this, how we're taking care of each other.
Yeah, I think that like from a, I mean, it is in every, if you are feeling exhausted, something in your energies is malhandled in
Yeah.
some way. And
Yeah.
it's like, okay, when you, I mean, from a sexual level, even like it really is important for you to be taking and receiving from a feminine side.
Yeah. And I realize this is the other feminine thing. I need to be desired. Like I
Oh,
need to be
so good.
desired. And I think
Hmm.
that's almost like this, I need to be looked at like you want to eat me from head to toe. And then for
Yes, I want to
me,
be
I need,
prey. Yep.
right. Yeah, predator prey. And I need to be
Yep.
like in awe of you in a little ways. Like
Yeah.
I need to feel your
Yeah.
masculine energy, you know?
And a
So
little scared.
a
A
little
little
scared.
scared.
Yeah.
A little scared, you
May or may
know?
not need a safe word, but you know.
Whatever.
So yeah, that's just
Yeah.
my experience. I don't know what my opinions on it are. I'd love to do a little bit more research on it and see, but I think that's my experience of it, like from a gut level and from like a going through something level. So
I think that's a thank you for sharing that. And I know that I had to feel vulnerable, but it really is important for us to think about what part we had in it. And I know your masculine energy wants to take responsibility for it all, and it's just not true.
yeah,
That's not what happened. It was two energies working together.
yeah,
And, it's hard once that gets imbalanced because it was perfect the way it was in the beginning
it was. It was
for
really
both
good.
of you.
There's also this, and I forgot his name. He's an author, and maybe I'll post it on our Instagram story because I have it saved in my Instagram reels. It's what is attractive about masculine energy, and this guy shares 3 points, and one of them is kindness. Forgot what the other one is, but the last one is who cares? The last one is the ability um, to make it seem like the man can secure future resources from the family. So not even that he's rich now, but that he has this provider
Here's a
mindset,
plan.
the
Yeah.
plan that he can secure future resources. And I thought,
Mhm.
yeah, yeah. And I think that's nice too, that taking care of bit,
Yeah.
that's important.
Yeah. I think that is, well, I mean, for me, like what is important in my relationship is that number one, at all times, Scarlett and I are being thought of on how to protect in
Yes,
all ways. It
yes,
doesn't matter if it's like just securing our home. It doesn't matter if it's my car being safe. It doesn't matter if it's financial safety. I need to know that Jason has is keeping us safe at all times. And it's the most like from a that's the type of man that I have to have,
yeah,
like someone who will protect me in all ways. If I'm walking down the street and Jason's walking with us, I want to know that he's on the outside. I don't like he immediately goes there just to make sure that we're okay. And
yeah.
that to me, it sounds weird, like, and I know we'll get a bunch of shit, and I know it's coming.
I don't care.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just you know what? I'll put it in the same inbox as the micro penises. Like I just don't fucking fuck off. Like I want to be protected. And for those of you out there who want to do your own protecting, go you. I know how to shoot a gun. It doesn't mean I want to be the one to do it,
The shooter, yeah.
you know? So anyway, and then it I need to trust that like we're being thought of all the time. Like it
Yeah.
has to be. I need to know that if I come up with an idea, he can figure out how to do it.
Yeah.
I cannot handle like someone who's not handy. Like it's weird. If you can't do anything around the house, but I mean, that you can just pay for.
Yeah.
I mean, that's easy. But just know that like he's going to be calm and he's not going to punish me for being a woman.
I love that. He's not going to punish me for being a woman. That's a nice one.
It's really important because I think that, you know, I'm in different moods all the time.
Yeah.
And
Well,
he
yeah, I mean, we have
watches
all the,
me.
I saw this wonderful, like, it was like a Instagram, like, it was just a picture of like, our hormonal levels are like this,
Mhm.
right? So it's
Yeah.
super hard for us to be calm at all times, just from the fact that our hormones are changing every day. Like,
Yeah, but he watches me like a reel. It's
yeah,
like a changing reel. It's like, okay. And he's
heart,
a
heart,
constant.
delete, block.
Send this one to it's like,
Oh,
oh my God. Like, and he'll laugh at me and he'll be the stillness when I'm erratic. And that's like important to me. Somebody who can just kind of ground me a little bit
yeah,
because I don't want to change who I am.
yeah.
I
I wonder what,
like those things about myself. I
yeah,
love that I come up with $1 million ideas all the time.
yeah.
And I love that he doesn't shame me for them. And he's always like listening and always uh, ready to build and ready to grow and ready to, you know, dream with me.
My favorite Jason story, one of my favorite Jason stories, talking about your husband, is when I think all three of us were talking about how you're just like spending money, and I think I asked him like, does it bother you that Lizzie just like spends all this money? And he goes, well, I just have to figure out how to earn more.
Yeah.
Like
He's
he didn't make it your problem, he made it his challenge. And I loved it. I tell people, I repeat that story, and I don't even know if that's the real story anymore, but I
that
know he
is.
said something like that, and I repeat it to all my friends, and they all go, whoa, like that's the good approach. Like he's not asking you to change, he's going to figure out how he can make it work.
Yeah.
That's masculine energy.
He said when he met me, he realized he was going to have to make more money. And I didn't even know, like he didn't bring it up at the time, but because I have a lot of things I want to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff that I
Yeah.
like am trying to do.
Yeah. And I
And
love that he doesn't make you smaller, he makes himself bigger.
I love that too. And but that's another way of saying is he doesn't make me feel bad for being myself.
Yeah.
And no man should do that. Like
Yeah.
it is really hard when you're in a battle in your own home
Yeah.
for whatever reason.
Yeah.
Like, you know, and there was a time in our marriage where we were really at odds because we didn't understand how each other was trying to love each other
Yeah.
and we weren't able to say our needs and stuff like that. And we did make a decision to go ahead and lay it all out,
Yeah.
and that was in a moment. And you know, you shouldn't feel bad for being yourself at home.
Yeah.
But I also think that you shouldn't be a piece of shit at home either. Like I'm better at home than I am out at a
Yeah.
party.
Always be yourself unless you're a piece of shit.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Like like if you're a piece of shit at home and really nice out and about, you're fucked up.
Yeah.
Like I'll walk into my door and like, okay, I need to be my best self at home,
Yeah. Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
So,
Oh, what a good
yeah, this is a
convo.
this is a good
It's a
subject.
good subject. Yeah.
It's a good
I
subject.
wonder,
And
I mean, hopefully we'll just get people to start thinking about it because I don't think many people think about this topic, in their everyday lives.
I see a
So,
lot of my friends' marriages uh have a complete imbalance in their relationship. And they have taken, and it's out of not feeling safe or whatever, the masculine from their husbands, or I've even seen the husbands take the feminine from their wives because it's not there either.
Yeah.
Like, keep in mind, like men need things to support. That's their job. They need,
Yeah.
I told Jason the only reason I really got married is I got sick of carrying my own shit. But they need bags to carry.
Yeah, they do. They
They
do.
need
They
heavy
need to feel
stuff
like
to
they're
lift.
helping, you know?
I mean, that's why they're here.
Yeah.
It's, I don't know what we're doing here. We'll all find out one day, but you can't take men's safety, or like the safety, that you can't take it away from them and then expect them to be a man.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
it just and once you take one thing away, they all crumble.
Yeah.
Like if I say, I don't feel safe to receive from you.
Mm.
And like say sexually, I see a lot of people like not like holding sex hostage from their husbands. If you take that away from them, now they don't feel comfortable, they don't feel balanced. I mean, it's part of it, right?
Yeah.
So if you like if you don't allow the giving they're giving, then they're not going to feel comfortable protecting.
Yeah.
They have nothing to protect. I mean, really.
Yeah. Good stuff.
Yeah. Whew.
Whew.
Whew. Well, today I get to go, like MJ's coming over. She's going to spend the whole day. I'm going
I
to make
love her.
potato
Tell her I said hi.
soup. I will
Yeah.
tell her. I'm going to make potato soup. We're going to be puzzling and watching Blacklist. I mean, is there a better day out there?
That sounds like a perfect day. Have you been watching White Lotus, by the way?
No, but it's on my list. I just clicked add to my list.
Gotta watch it. Have you seen any of the seasons?
No.
Oh, good. You're gonna love it. Okay, good.
Oh,
I'm
I
almost
would.
jealous that you get to watch it from
Oh,
the beginning.
I
It's
love
really good.
that.
Yeah.
Okay. Have you watched Peaky Blinders?
I started watching it, and then for some reason something always interrupts me. So have you watched it?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And you
Is it good?
talk about a masculine energy. That
Okay.
is okay.
Cillian
The
Murphy.
guy in that show, he's got such a, I love any kind of gangsters. I
Yes.
love any
Yeah.
powerful men.
Tony
I mean,
Soprano. Yeah.
oh, Tony, like I love anybody who can take a life from me. I just love that. That makes me feel so powerful.
Yeah. Good.
I,
All right,
I'm
I'll watch
so,
it. I'll watch it because everyone
so
talks about
turned
it, how
on.
it's so good,
Yeah.
and I haven't seen any of it. So,
Yeah, and he's so sexy and like his sex, like he's just, oh my God, total masculine energy. And I like the soundtrack.
okay, cool. We'll watch.
So I'll
Yay.
watch White Lotus. You watch Peaky Blinders. I just got my friends Lena and Joey on Peaky Blinders, which I'm excited
Nice.
about.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right.
But
Well,
right now I'm on Blacklist.
okay. I haven't even started it yet, but
Oh my
it's
God, you're gonna love that one
on my
too.
list.
Okay. That's
All
another masculine energy.
right. Love you.
I love you. I'll talk to you soon.
Talk to you
See you
soon.
next
See you next
Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Thank you so much for joining us this week on We Need Help, the podcast.
Make sure to like, subscribe, like again our YouTube channel, our Instagram, follow us wherever you can. It really, really helps us out and ensures that you won't miss any future episodes. So, yep, thanks to you, we can keep going.
We'll see you next Tuesday.
Next Tuesday. Love you.
Bye.
Bye.